definitely came as a surprise, and it was around exams and it all became too much in that sense. He kept it to himself a lot and didn't talk about it. It wasn't like a known thing.
Simply talking to somebody that you trust is definitely better than bottling something up.
Rates of suicide as well, unfortunately, are on the rise.
Hi, I'm Sam Shepherd and I'm a media production student at Bournemouth University, and I am attempting to run a half a marathon after a fortnight of intensive training. So I'll be running every day to show students that this can have a positive impact and can, if they do need help or are feeling down, this can potentially help them. By doing my own research, I found that improving your physical health seems to be the biggest factor in improving your own mental health. I looked at a study done by Edinburgh University in 2020 that found a correlation between marathon running and improvements in self-esteem and mental health. And therefore I would like to run or attempt to run a half a marathon after 2 weeks training and track progress in mental health and physical health, and show students that this can have a positive impact and can benefit them. Whilst I am also running this half marathon, I will be exploring the issue of students' mental health in general. I've interviewed a student who's dealt with mental health issues in herself and people around her. I've also interviewed a psychotherapist named Stephanie, who deals with a wide range of people, including young people. And I've also interviewed Chloe, who is a PhD student whose PhD is about physical and mental health in students.
So my name's Stephanie Jeans. I'm a psychotherapist and clinical supervisor, and I work with all manner of mental health problems, from esteem issues, stress, anxiety, depression, self-harm, relationships. So I got into this. I started out as a secondary school teacher, actually. So my interest began with young people. For me, a bit of a personal journey. We lost a child, and so I gained support from an organisation called Compassionate Friends, and I ended up working for them. And that began my journey into counselling. I would say the biggest challenges for young people that I see are around anxiety and depression and worrying about all sorts of things. So be it coursework, what my future looks like, sadly seeing a lot of sexual assault. So the things that young people can do, first of all, get outside. You have to get natural daylight, whether it's raining or snowing, it doesn't matter. It's the feel-good chemicals in the brain. Sports and hobbies. Sort of counterintuitive. If someone's feeling quite depressed and low, they're not going to feel like exercising, and then they're going to feel even more down and less inclined to exercise. But if they can push themselves just a little bit, then you gain momentum, and movement is medicine. So movement, exercise, whatever form, if it's just a stroll, if it's running, if it's in the gym, whatever, yoga, doesn't matter, do something, and it definitely has a whole knock-on effect for everything else.
Ah, jeez. I've just done my first run. It was really hard. Like, that first bit is brutal. Like, I can understand why people don't do this more often, or do this at all really, and don't pick it up. I've got my breath back a little bit, and I do feel like a sense of achievement almost, and I do feel quite good in myself generally. It does make you feel good once you push through that sort of mental block almost.
My name's Chloe, I'm a lecturer in nutrition. I'm also studying for a PhD, which is in the mental health of students. Bournemouth University asked me to do the research project about student mental health. I looked at specifically postgraduate students, just their experience here at BU, and Bournemouth University are really keen to implement any sort of new initiatives that might be able to support students here. A lot of mental health issues develop in young adulthood or adolescence, most commonly anxiety and depression in university students. So many factors that are involved in the development of mental health problems. Obviously, students are moving away from home for the first time often, so not only are they sort of adjusting to this new academic environment, so they've got this whole culture of assessment that they've got to get used to and self-led learning, and a lot less contact time than they're probably used to with their tutors in like secondary education. Coping's really important. If they're dealing with stress, the way they cope with that can be really, really key. So whether they do things that are really positive to deal with stress, or whether they do things that really aren't helpful, like adding to drugs and alcohol, they're adjusting to that while they're also adjusting to moving away from home for the first time. So they're quite often, away from their sort of social support network that they've been used to at home. BU have loads of support, mental health and wellbeing. So access their website, have a look around what there is there for students, and there's loads of support there for you.
This is day 4 of my running, and I'm genuinely noticing health benefits and feeling more positive in my own self. And I'll be attempting to run 8 kilometres today. So here we go.
I've just done 8 kilometres, ran around this track a few times. I'm knackered, but I feel good, but it's like a real sense of like achievement, almost like I've pushed myself, do you know what I mean? I'm gonna go home, rest for like 30 minutes and then try and get some stuff done, and I feel good about myself. I feel like I can do whatever really, do what I want.
I'm a student at Bournemouth University in my 2nd year, and I'm 19. Company definitely helps me if I'm in the right frame of mind, like being distracted. I can very easily be distracted. Go to the gym. Swimming is definitely my favourite thing to do personally if I need like headspace. I think it's definitely a relief aspect to it. So like when I swim, I do long distance, so I don't stop usually until I've finished. I'm tired by the end, I'm distracted, I'm not really paying attention to anything else, and it's relaxing. I think just generally that kind of sport is relaxing. The gym, I definitely think going for a run or something that kind of takes whatever's on your mind, just like diffuses it for a bit. Every case is different, and it's very hard for any one person to be able to judge, because you can see someone going through a rough time but you wouldn't really know. You don't want to like report someone if they're having a few bad days, because that feels like kind of punishment. It's like I've lost a friend and a family member. With my family member, it was very much, I was only at an age where I saw other people's reactions. I remember his funeral and his mum was just literal screaming the whole way through the burial. I've never heard someone that loud. With my friend, it definitely came as a surprise, and it was around exams and it all became too much in that sense. He kept it to himself a lot and didn't talk about it. It wasn't like a known thing. No one really knew until it was too late. My mum, after losing her husband, runs an hour every day, and it's very obvious at the end of the day when she hasn't. And she says that is her stress relief, and it's very much correlates with how she is and how she acts for the rest of the day and how her mental health is. So yeah, I definitely that it does have a big impact, and would recommend it to anyone.
completed my half marathon. Mentally, I feel incredible. I feel like I've achieved something, and I didn't think I could do this, to be honest. And yeah, and it has really had a positive effect on my mental health, and I will try and keep this up and maybe attempt something more bigger or more impressive, I guess.
I hope this inspired you or gave you some sort of idea that you can improve your mental health through physical health, and it's very important if you are struggling just to try every possible way of helping yourself, and physical health is one of those things. And as the interviewees said, you know, just doing something, whether it's going for a walk or just seeing a friend or anything, it can really improve and benefit your mental health if you are struggling. And I hope this has helped someone. If it's just one person, then it's done its job.